Welcome to your transit talk. Welcome, Fat Mama Fat, to the Infinity Club. Welcome over here. Thank you for joining us. The Cosmic Energy Tune Up we did yesterday was bonkers. Shout out to King Sigma. Shout out to Paula. Shout out to Monica, who were present. Everything about that was dope. Shout out to the Cosmic Energy Tune Up that Chrissy and I did today personally. Other than that, Infinity Club members have access to the Cosmic Energy Tune Up, the invocation ceremony, and everything else. It is all on the community tab. All right. So, welcome once again. Welcome to this transit talk. This is definitely set to be really great news. I don't normally do Chiron talks, but there's definitely um, a very important angle that I want to take with this because um yeah, this level of breakthrough that we're having with Chiron and Aries, especially if you were born in the mid 70s or before, especially like 71, 72, 73, 74, any of you with Chiron and Aries really, um in contrast to the newborn babies with Chiron and Aries that are carving a new legacy, this message will especially be key for you. And anyone who was born before the 70s will relate to this too, because I'm mainly referencing the Chiron cycle that has occurred since the 70s and then again since like the 30s. So, relative to the late 70s, where Chiron was last in Aries, you have to really take into account how key this is, right? Once Chiron goes into Taurus, this will bring prominence to the mid to late 70s. So those born like in 78 to 82 with Chiron and Taurus, your return's going to happen later on near the end of the decade, and then you'll be included to this. But this strictly really is mainly more so for people who are born in the early 70s. So if you have Chiron in Aries, um, and you were born before that in the 60s with like Chiron in Pisces or Chiron in Aquarius, then this message is going to be distinct versus anyone who was born after the mid 70s. So people who are born after the mid 70s like myself, we have not had a complete Chiron completion since we were born. This is where if you were born before the early 70s and you have Chiron and Aries or before that, then most of the themes of this message that I'm speaking on are going to apply to you in a much more advanced way. Okay. The complete breakthrough of superpowers that's occurring here is with this trans Saturnian asteroid in between Saturn and Uranus and Aries is effectively taking the awakening of this collective and activating superpowers in its most simple way. But you've already gone through the Chiron return. So you're not at your, this isn't your first rodeo. And since this is not your first rodeo, you're now at this stage of completion ready to take on, and of course if you have this Chiron completion, you probably have a Uranus completion. So this mastery of expression of your inner genius is skyrocketing you into a greater level of applying healing abilities. When it comes to actually being able to heal people with Reiki, and when it comes to miracle healing, no matter how powerful your base healing power is, like even if you're a miracle healer at birth, it takes around that 50-year Chiron return for you to actually say you're like a master healer. Okay. We're, of course, in a culture that tries to speed everything up so you can be a master within 2 or 3 years. But, there's the science of nature. And so a Chiron return, just like a Saturn return, is a huge, huge level up. And many of you, basically any of you who's had your Saturn return, this message is going to apply to you in a way that enables you to pioneer forward mechanics of healing power, actions that trigger healing through your psychic abilities. And now, because most of you watching are Pluto Virgo, Pluto Libra, or Pluto Leo, some of you will have the Chiron keys towards a semi form of immortality or reincarnating. So everyone else will think you died, but you didn't really die for real. Because people believe that the passing of your spirit through your body is a form of death, you're coming into now, because once you've come into this Chiron return physically with your body, you know what I'm saying? Mastery actually means mastered by Reiki opposed to mastering Reiki, right? Pluto, because like you can have the skills. I don't want to undermine prodigies. Like some of you are geniuses. Some of you, I don't want to undermine those of you who are masters at a young age. I'm just saying the energy that flows through your body over 50 years. That's why Saturn returns are important. 2 Saturn returns is 60 years. So no matter how skilled you are, 50 years, your body gets that Uranus opposition and that Chiron return. And so, relative to that, your body has naturally mastered things that even if you're advanced, like the younger generation has the stronger abilities, they have the higher outer planet energy, but they don't have the experience. Pluto Sagittarius does not have the experience. They have not gone through a Pluto square. They don't know what's about to hit them. Pluto Scorpio has not gone through a Uranus opposition. They just got their Saturn returns. So, like, this is where the older generation makes up for the lack of power and advancement the new generation has with experience. Since they're the older generation, they have more time. And so they have experience and have completed cycles that younger generations at higher levels still haven't completed. And that's just like the genius of the sequence in life. So for those of you who have not had a Chiron return yet, you are breaking through superpowers in a way that must be very painful. And I'm going to make sure I'm careful with the way I speak on this. For those of you who have already had a Chiron return, it's not really going to be as painful because been there, done that. And y'all are OGs. So the last time, I dare say, like anyone who's had their Chiron return is looking around at people who haven't had their Chiron return like you're sensitive. You're sensitive. Y'all weak because the previous generation, thank you, the older generation had more false programs to break through. So the older generation, their Chiron return, people really died. People really got burned at the stake. Like they had to go through the previous Chiron generations and cycles. A lot of this new Chiron cycle is really entitled. You have old souls at the Capricorn and Aqua end who aren't with that malarkey, but like, and but see, the Capricorns and the Pisces and the Aquas, Moon, Suns, or Rising have to carry a lot of what the other gens do. This is not to make signs against each other. Chiron's full circle is usually 50 years. So, you know, Chiron was last in Aries like early 70s. So the reason why this is important is, for those of you who have had the Chiron return, this is a breakthrough that's going to be more empowering in a sense of completion. Whereas everyone who's born after the 70s, you want to really look at this message as finally you breaking through in preparation to realistically express the truer nature of your character. So there's a tone that I want to say. Yeah, Chiron has a very irregular orbit, so it doesn't go through a sign in the same time as every sign. So this is going to be hard for me to say, especially once again if you're born before the 70s or in the 70s, the dynamics that people born after the 80s and 90s go through isn't exactly the same. So there's certain things that there's a disconnect here, but thankfully we're all bridging this. So regardless of when you're born, I'm going to be channeling most of this message. Okay. Chiron is saying you may not have allowed yourself to acknowledge and accept that you may have been completely violated and that you're not a victim. Chiron coming out of Pisces taught you that you are not a victim. Chiron in Aries is showing you you are a victor, but you also don't want to deny ways in which the collective and outside influences have physically, psychologically, and through connections, oligarchically, have violated you. Chiron is saying that that's not a form of strength. Okay. And what I mean by this is in so many ways, culturally, in certain ways, your archetype has been kind of trashed through the mud. And this isn't the wild thing about this is it isn't necessarily a one versus everything. Everyone can relate to what I'm saying, just some in more ways than others. The reason why you want to keep this in mind is relative to this. If I'm going to voice this vulnerable aspect of your power, you are indirectly and psychologically being influenced to feel that you are not good enough. And I don't mean in the I don't mean in a way where it's like, oh, you're being shown these ads in social media. This is in an even deeper way. That the whole proliferation of ads showing you lifestyles that are better than you, quote unquote, that's just one layer of it. It's so many deeper layers. Many of you are actively giving the benefit of the doubt to other people for actively choosing other influences than you. Let me make sure I say this very carefully. You have outstandingly showed and evolved elements of your power and character. And so, because without having to say it, you have broken through stereotypes against you and also championed elements of what you have done that people said you couldn't do. People who have dedicated so much to going against what you stand for can't outright just admit they were wrong. That requires them getting out their ego and letting go of their pride. But they can psychologically reinforce what you're going through with negativity or with silence. They can make your victory feel like a loss. It's up to you to actually believe it, but it's almost as if in the expression of your power, Chiron is saying it's like the coach at the corner that's just like it's okay to admit and see the ways that certain forces have been trying to play you. Okay, if this applies to you, comment a fire sign emoji, because I feel in my heart pain. I feel pain in my heart for a lot of you, in a sense where, and I'm going to channel this, you are the star player in a team. It's not even a joke. You're so good at what you do, right? But there are other people in the team who maybe their parents are rich or maybe they're popular. So they're given the positions to play the positions you deserve. If it was factually speaking, like you are outclassing all of these people, like on their worst day, it's not even funny, but it's okay. You didn't even let that get to your head. You don't even play the game for the prestige. These people play for the prestige. That's why this person whose dad's rich, they want to have be the main person on the team. Thus, this person, they're popular. They're going to bring money to the team. You play for the love of it. That's why you didn't care. Even though you know you deserve, so much of the positions, you didn't even care. You just want to play. You didn't you can call it out. You were in positions to expose how these people don't even practice, how these people pay the judges off, how these people fake their whole lifestyle, how these people fake their whole lifestyle. You have all the receipts. So even when they were hating on you, because it was like, oh, this person's not even from a rich family, how are they even on the team? Even when they were hating on you and it's like, I play better than all of you on a team, you didn't even release those receipts. You're like, I can release those, but I don't even care. I'm just here to play the game. Like, I just love the game that much. That didn't even get to you. It's the fact that you had to carry the entire team. It's the fact that people want to have their cake and eat it too. Now you've established that you got the juice and the sauce. Now you carrying the entire team. Now you are carrying the entire team. You're having to pick up the slack because these people fake their lifestyle. So the people who are watching the team from the outside looking in are fawning at all of these star players because you see they don't know they're paying the coaches off. You see them making these shots, but you don't know they don't live that lifestyle at all. So they don't know what you know. They don't know you're carrying the whole team. They don't know you're writing all the music. You're writing all the songs that you see these stars actually perform. You came up with the concepts. You're carrying the entire team, and yet the respect that is deserved you is not being had. It's almost as if your energy is being sought after because they can't get it from other people, and then they use that energy instead of cycling back to use for other people. It's almost as if you are it, but they want to find you in other people. Okay, I had to channel that. This frustration is not necessarily just frustration. You mostly had to go through facets of this just so that through these experiences, you could once and for all accept how powerful you are. Because if you were told this, that, oh, yeah, nobody is seeing you, and like you are on a whole nother level, like you had the first part of this Chiron transit from Chiron coming up into the first decan of Aries was you breaking through lifetimes worth of imposter syndrome because you were seeing these people front on you like you weren't it, like you didn't have stats every day, every day. Like you're literally shooting a no-hand half-court shot into the swish, and people are like, "Oh, that's all right. That's cool. I probably could have done that." And then some bozo does a layup, and people are like, "Oh, oh, their dad's rich. If I cheer, hopefully they'll like me." So even the love that they get isn't even real. Isn't even real. Some of you are gonna feel like Cinderella. Some others of you are going to feel like Hannibal, the emperor. I'm sorry. And I want to be mindful, like, whether it's not that the woman will feel like Cinderella and the men will feel like Hannibal. Like, it's either or. But the parallel to Cinderella is the whole notion where, okay, with this breakthrough, island boys, with this breakthrough, okay, you're gonna be in that. It's not exactly like Cinderella where the movies are to the exact detail, but the resonation of Cinderella is tied to the whole notion of you being looked down by your family, right? And your family represents the people private in your life, the people in your real world, NPCs included, versus now being elevated to such a high position. The parallel, not that you just come out of it, but you being elevated to such a high position. And so um oh my god, this is ridiculous. Everything that I'm saying is to set up this Chiron transit. As you can see, December 22nd, Chiron that went retrograde July 20th is going direct December 27th. So this breakthrough, let me give you an analogy, and this might apply to you too. Whether you're in a relationship and your partner is looking at other people when they should be devoted to you, or you're single and people are fronting because you got the goods, but you don't do that fake shit that they want other fake people to do. And so they're trying to act like it's a detriment to you. Like some of you can do that fake shit other people do, but it's just not you. And people are trying to play you like you're prude, like you're weird. Like some people will think you're weird because you won't drink when you go out with people. You know what I'm saying? Like you just want to drink water, you drink alcohol, you won't do drugs with people. And people are like, "Oh, you want to like stupid shit like that." And that's a low level of it. But there's so many different levels of it, right? But the thing here, and I'm gonna use this analogy. This level of glow up is preparing you for this new cycle, and you want to be mindful of how people are treating you because they're not going to change. Some of you feel like, "Oh, well, once things change then they'll change." No, you have to believe what they're showing you the first time. Okay, this level of frustration is not only breaking through, but it's the very last time you will ever feel this. So this is where I want to say congratulations, especially if you are if you have already had your Chiron return, because this is going to be that to the next level. Okay, so get this. Chiron went retrograde July during Cancer season, at the end of Cancer season. Okay. So the 6 month chapter of Chiron going retrograde was during the integration of Cancer, Leo, and Virgo, and the breakthrough of Libra, Scorpio, and Sag. This isn't just Chiron into Aries. This is the entire Chiron cycle since the 60s coming back around in Aries. And so what this has done is it has cleared you out of the hardest part of this transit. We're not ever going to have a square after this. By the time Chiron gets to the end of Aries, Pluto is going to be in Aquarius. We're going to have that light square, but that's going to be more part of the next chapter. So a lot of the difficulty that you have had to face is putting you in a position to put everyone in their place, but to also prepare you for the next era. Okay. Now, inadvertently, this intensity, especially if you're an Aries, especially if you're an Aries, especially if you have Aries energy, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Aries, they try to kill you. Chiron is 14 degrees right now. Okay, because Aries, y'all got to deal with Saturn coming through too. So don't worry. But once again, um, you want to be very mindful because relative to the nature of this dynamic here, yeah, Sun opposite Chiron right now is literally completing the conjunction that the Sun had with Chiron. So, relative, this is a really good question. All right. Because relative to this, I'll talk about why the opposition to Chiron in Libra and any opposition is so important. It's the breakthrough that's happening right now. So basically, this Chiron retrograde is happening during the breakthrough. I want you to understand that through Cancer to Capricorn, Chiron's retrograde. You know why? Because once we go forward after Capricorn season, we're stepping into the new world. So this is now Aries truly beginning its Chiron transit, or Chiron truly begins the Aries transit. We're going to have Sun conjunct Jupiter. We're going to have Sun conjunct Chiron, and then Sun conjunct Jupiter, and then Pluto in Aquarius, and then Saturn in Pisces. So this, up until this point, is you completely releasing and completing all of that inhibition. Inadvertently, because of this intensity, some of you have slipped fully into your villain era. And the rest of this year is going to be you coming to terms with you fully slipping into this villain era where you have been wronged for the last time. There's a deep level of integrity through Pluto and Saturn you want to be very careful about so that your own ego does not warp the purity of your intention. Okay. You don't want your villain era to turn into the death of your character. Welcome, Kathy, to Billion Dollar Vibe Tribe. Classic example of this is Anakin Skywalker, whose villain era led to his demise. So just be very mindful of that. But whether you're slipping into this or not, this is unlocking full definition of your character that effectively takes the kid gloves off, takes the training wheels off. And a lot of this whole nature and theme of you having to deal with people who undermine your power is officially done forever. Does that make sense? Now, why? This is the breakthrough arc from Libra to Sagittarius. Okay. This is what's happening to you. This is like this is like and this it's going to be bittersweet. It's going to be very bittersweet. Some of you are very psychic. So some of you know it's like Prince Hakeem. A lot of you are Prince Hakeem, whether you're a male or female, in Coming to America. A lot of you know that you got the juice, right? But you don't want to lead forward with that. You don't want to lead forward with like what you really got because you know people may just like you because of that. So you went forward with your true personality, and this started to show you the true nature of people because you learn the true character of someone when they think they don't need anything from you. And so some of you are seeing that basically the equivalent of what's about to happen is by the time we reach here, and I'm glad that whoever asked what they asked what they asked, because this Libra season is the breakthrough. This Libra season opposite Chiron is the breakthrough of the activation every year. Every year, ever since we had before when Chiron was in Pisces, every Virgo season was the reality shift, the reality check. Now we're in Aries. So Aries season, we activate this healing cycle of stepping very powerfully into this definition of character. And then Libra season, we complete it. and we express this breakthrough of healing through how we take the vulnerability of our character and address it in relationships. Boom, we go around, do it again. So ever since this happened, Pluto was in Capricorn. This is the last time Pluto's in Capricorn. So now every time we do this now, we've glowed up. That ship has sailed. You were wanting to find people, and some of you did find people. So let me just, but you were wanting to find people who, once the ship sails, your price is up. And so you're glowing up now. You're breaking through a lot of the pressure that you had to go through in order to see that you got it like that. If you didn't go through this, you would have allowed people who ain't shit to convince you that you're not that dope. Even those of you who knew you were dope, by your own actions, you would have convinced people. You had to go through this where you were carrying the whole team. And you were like, oh my gosh, you had to see in real instances where it's like, wow, like this person on their best day cannot see me on their worst day. Look at them floundering. Like if they literally have to cheat. They literally have to cheat. Your lifestyle is fake, B. And this was the Chiron and Aries lesson. People who live a fake lifestyle are looking down on you who lives a real lifestyle. And they are appealing to other people who want to look up to the fake lifestyle. So they're looking down on you because you don't live a certain life. But the certain life that they live is fake. It's not real. It's not even down to the people who can afford it. The people who can afford it are spending money on a fake lifestyle devoid of any real nature. Like it's fake. Like Pluto and Capricorn is destroying it. The industries that fund the people who live these lifestyles are done. They don't exist anymore. Thank you. The economy that supports the lifestyle these people live are crashing. So like it's fake. And so this Chiron transit taught you through experience that you're really the one. Like you really got it like that. And you're in a second house that has radical value. It's kind of hard to almost really look at your value like that, just like it was hard for other people to look at your value. So many of you have dealt with people who you were drawn to. This is where this could hurt with relationships. Many of you are met with soulmate potential who you were drawn to. And the reason why you were drawn to them is because there's free will. So they had the free will to choose you, to move forward with you. And most, if not some of these people, chose the fakeness over you because they also had the opportunity to choose those who look the part on paper, but they're fake. Like they're not real. I'm sorry. And so what they tried to do is to take your juice and your substance and try and teach these people. They thought they were doing something too. They thought they were doing something. They were like, oh, I can find another you. I can find another you. And they're rich too. And then they found out the other way, they can't find another you, that they can teach these people what you know, and that they can introduce these people to the lifestyle you're in, but you cannot duplicate. Soul sold separately. The soul is sold separately. They had to find that out the wrong way. And now you've glowed up. This is it. This is the breakthrough. This is the breakthrough. It's not that you couldn't look the part. It's that you took your time. You didn't cut corners. So now you breaking through in your own way that's true to you. And this is the thing. Now they're coming back because they're realizing soul is sold separately, Mercury retrograde. And the thing is, many of you are going to realize you're not like, you're going to look at the same people that you had a crush on. And this Chiron thing is like, I'm not even into you for real. Like psychologically, you know what I'm saying? friends, opportunities, job opportunities that denied you. It's like, I don't even need you. Like, what do I look like working with you? What do I look like working with you? I bring such a better look to your career. You curved me before because you think you didn't need me. What do I look like working for you? I'll bring so much business to your career. You need me. A lot of people who are acting like they needed you, now it's like, no, bitch, you need me. And so the complete leverage is shifting. And this is what brings us to the retrograde. Listen, every single facet of this retrograde brought in during the transcendence arc of Jupiter coming out of Pisces into Aries, crucial elements of the purpose of this retrograde. Cancer, after magic school of Gemini, was the first boss battle. Leo season was the talent show. Virgo season was after you got off stage of the talent show and people started changing the way they look at you. Because for the first time, this was the first time some people even saw your talents. They just looked down on you like whatever until you captivated the whole stage. And now, Virgo season, people started to see the results of it. They changed the way they look at you. And now, to answer the question, we had the new, every time we have Sun, Chiron, and Aries, Libra is where you express that healing, boom, to other people. Now that Virgo season changed the way, yes, this is already happening. Now that Virgo season changed the way that people look at you, Libra season is shifting the power balance. Comment a fire sign emoji if this is already experiencing the power dynamics between how you talk to certain people. Certain people might have talked to you big. Now you talk to them big. Cause like it's different now. This has been happening every year, but the subtle shift of these dynamics ain't subtle anymore. And some people are shook because it's like you never used to get at them like that. But now it's like you're breaking through. You're breaking through. And then this leads to Scorpio that's transforming completely the results of these power balances. And then Sagittarius is ascending you into a higher level post power balance and breakthrough. That's the glow up. So the glow up leads into the final boss battle of Capricorn. And that is the direct motion of Chiron. Okay. So, Deborah, thank you for your PayPal. I am doing live readings for anyone who wants an idea of how Chiron will help you during your chart. Deborah, I got your chart. Thank you. Fat Mama Fat, thank you very much. That's what's up. For anyone who wants a live reading, shout out to you, Naomi. I also will pull from the Demon Slayer deck for anyone who wants a card. So, what's very important is, and see, Linus, I really appreciate you because everything that I'm saying too, you know what I'm saying, it is reflexive. There may be elements in our own ego that we're going to come to terms with and take accountability within us ourselves. First to ourselves and then to other people who this has expressed itself to. Given the individual nature of Aries, this is going to really highlight the ops and the other 6 signs. But now this is also going to highlight a whole lot of how you're moving forward with so much of how you're ready to shift the end of all these respective cycles, even down to Jupiter. You know what I'm saying? Jupiter is moving forward here. Am I still having a promotion on natal readings? Antoine, for anyone who would like a 50% off promotion for natal readings that will extend until the end of the week, The first 10 people to email me, once again, breakthrough, I will send you that code. The code that I had before ended, but I'm going to extend this code to the end of the week, basically to tomorrow. So it didn't end. It's actually still, hold on. There we go. So shout out to you, Antoine. And yeah. Ah, okay. So thank you so much, Kelly. And what's very key here is, just like you have people who um just outright undermined your value. Okay. Basically, the beginning of this Chiron and Aries transit was the Cancer to Virgo transit that basically set up the change of how people view you. And now Libra to Sagittarius is breakthrough into glow up. So the glow up is beginning for you guys right now. You're already starting to feel it. The Libra is balancing new power dynamics with you and other people. And then Scorpio is going to solidify this with the eclipse and you glow up. So it's happening right now. The full moon is going to spirit line this, and you're going to see more of this. It's going to feel exhilarating. It's going to feel really weird at first because you're bossing up on people and going in on people who basically swore they were better than you. But you know, the opposite was true. But what's really key here personally is that with these change of power dynamics, this is also bringing a unique and considerable element of your supernatural abilities that will also take you into the triggering of a new definition of expressing your powers, which is also highlighted into your intuition and magic that expresses itself as a fault. Jupiter, that's going to be squaring right before the new moon, the sun, is going to kick in this breakthrough coming into moving forward, the direct motion of Chiron. That's going to bring Jupiter conjunct Chiron, and then the sun conjunct Chiron. So we're going to evolve it, then activate it. So first you're going to break through the superpowers. Then coming into next year with the direct, we're going to evolve it to the next level. So it's going to be fast, fast, fast. Okay. Um, Congratulations. Just like there are people who completely undermine your value and try to play those games, there are people who really honored your value, and you're going to be more in a position to connect with this new sense in this new cycle. All right. So keep that in mind. This breakthrough is still concluding these old narratives. And so it's you having to deal with these old people, but it's more like Jerry, who came back in time to his original timeline, but he already surpassed that season. You know what I'm saying? So you're in retrospect seeing how much you've grown and you're ready to move forward. Now, what's also key here, and this is the most important thing, do not be tempted. Do not be tempted by those. You're going to have people who try and undermine what you've gone through. Do not be tempted by those with resources and influence to feel like they can skip the line towards earning your respect. What has happened right now with the breakthrough is this has reset the bar on who is worthy of your respect or not. You're going to have certain people see you break through like never before and try and weasel and waltz their way in like they don't have to earn your respect. Like, oh yeah, I know I did what I did, but that's in the past. Hey, you're up. Let's chill. You have to take your metaphorical dick and smack them in the face. You have to tell them that if they're going to tell you anything, they have to suck your metaphorical dick. These influences and forces No matter how it like for most of you, this is gonna be your family members. Like this is gonna be people close to you. That's why it's gonna be very tempting for you to just kind of whatever. It doesn't matter how close they are or how unclose they are. They have to earn your respect. You have to teach their subconscious how to respect you. You cannot enable them inadvertently to feel like it's okay to do that to you, period. And so now, basically, you've broken through this. Like a lot of people have compartmentalized and gaslighted things to the degree where it's cool to just doubt certain elements of you. So you're breaking through that. There's certain things now with Chiron here. And that's why I was so happy someone asked, what's the Chiron opposition with Libra? This is the end of the transit here. So from now to the end of the transit, we've reached the halfway point. We are opposite Libra right now. And the reason why this is so key, okay, Magic Lotus Botanica, thank you. The reason why this is so key is because, oh my gosh, thank you so much, Octoberborn. The reason why this is so key is this is it. Relative to the conjunction, we're going to do this again next year. So in 6 months from now, we're going to have the conjunction at a higher level. But once we have this conjunction, thank you, this is now Pluto in Aquarius. Now the edge is off. Now you're no longer allowing people to undermine your value. You know who is who. So the completion of this is taking the conjunction, which activates power, and it's completing it through you expressing it. Breakthrough. Right now, as we speak, with the moon that's getting ready to be full in Aries on Neptune, you are transcending the understanding of how to fully integrate this expression of superpowers. From right now, coming into the end of this retrograde, this is the breakthrough of leverage. This is you breaking through into the glow up, and people in the shifting of these dynamics coming back to you to see if they can have access to you. And relative to whether you and only you, because other people will say no, it doesn't matter how you feel. That person has money. That person's important. Just get over it. No, it doesn't matter. If you feel like they're not worth it, doesn't matter how much money or what they have, then make them earn your respect. Tell them, hey, get in the back of the line. And if we're not cutting, you're not cutting. Like, thank you. Period. Make them earn it. No one will have ever made them earn it. You may be the very first person that makes them earn it. They will learn respect through you. Okay? Thank you. So, congratulations, because this is super empowering. Like, the nature of which you're breaking through this is really and it's shaping up a lot in comics, is really putting you in a position to now also coming into Sag Cap solidify a new level of authority and how you're stepping into this new world. Okay, so congratulations. This direct opposition is going to be met with great breakthrough in how you are actively completing the activation of superpowers with the Sun conjunct Chiron 6 months ago. All right. Mercury will go into Libra, come more online. Moon will go into Aries beforehand, activate more of this. And I'm really seeing it like certain people are sad, but they're not even sad that they lost you. They're sad that they lost access to you. So even their sadness is like fake. So the rest of the year is going to be you ridding this fake ass influence around you. And then after we go into the next year with the Sun conjunct Chiron, boom, it's going to be a lot clearer. You'll be straight. So just keep it moving. You'll be good. Okay. I'm going to step into the readings. I have 2 live readings for the Chiron and Aries. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go down the Zodiac for the messages we have for this Chiron. All right. Aries. We have the world. This is completion. So, especially for those of you with the Chiron return, like this is a brand new Chiron cycle. We're ready to step into the next level, and you're bringing everything you've learned into completion. So, the moon is highlighting this element of your psychic abilities and the things that were delusions that you're clearing out, the things that you were called delusional for that were never delusional, the things that were hidden in plain sight that are being made clear. Okay. Congratulations, bro. So, oops. So, Taurus, seriously, Taurus, we have the magician. You are crystallizing and actualizing your unique self, your anime character, your magic. This is you utilizing the best of your abilities to get ahead. And we have this with the fool. So you're going to, like, after you've manifested a unique ability, go on a new magical adventure with it, and it's just gonna be fucking dope as hell. I'm like, oof. Okay. So Gemini, we have the Tower card, which is going to completely strike lightning, thunder, and brimstone. Dude, thank you so much, bro. And it's gonna clear the field for you to enable you to swipe your sword of truth because we got the world card. So, oh, this is huge. Gemini is saying that, like, your enemies are about to get struck with tragedy at the same moment that you come up on success. So the time that they needed to prepare for your conquest, they're using to recover. That is so deep. Cancer, the message Cancer has for you. For others of you, Gemini is saying that you're going to come into an overnight success. For some of you, this overnight success was 10 years. For others of you, it's 2 nights. Okay, you have to adapt to it. Cancer, we have the Tower card as well. Okay, it is a Demon Slayer deck. Yes, good question. And we have this with the world. So the theme with Cancer and Gemini is that your victory is going to be a huge loss to some people. Like, some people bet against you. And since that foundation was not on anything solid, your come up is going to ruin them. And you won't know until you come up. Certain people who you would thought would be excited will be just kind of mad, and you'll realize why. Dude, I wanted to shuffle to make sure I got the same cards. I got the same cards, the star. So Cancer, this is both Cancer and Gemini is going to be different. When the star comes with the Tower, it's upheaval, but you're healed after. So both Cancer and Gemini, you're coming into overnight success. Gemini is more so like total success. Cancer, this is more so like dreams coming true. Okay. But this is like something very crazy is going to happen that's going to be replaced with this. It's a complete upheaval. And for some of you, this upheaval is your whole life changing because of the success. And I'm telling you, like, this is going to make certain people so fucking mad. They're either going to be mad as hell because they bet that you lose and you won, or they're going to be mad as hell because they're going to want to be your comrades and you're going to tell their fake ass to get on over there. And so there's going to be mad as hell. Anyway, Leo, we do have the devil card. So, you can give in to this temptation. You can try and have your cake and eat it too. This is the devil card for you. Some of you, this is devil dick. So make sure you are born again. Overcome that. The message this is saying, Leo, is overcome any inconsistencies in your character, and the devil won't be able to really do anything to you, because we do have the Lovers card. So for some of you, some of you could be dealing with infidelity. Others of you, this is very tantalizing sex. But you want to be very mindful of that, because if you don't get through these shadow issues, this Lovers union will sabotage on itself. But if you do, it's going to be sexy AF. Virgo. We have the Tower card, and this is coming with the star. So Virgo, Cancer, Gemini, overnight success. Virgo and Cancer, some of you are going to be famous overnight. Like you can just, you literally can have a weekend with like three, like the most famous people in your industry, or just come into great influence. And so you want to be very mindful, because this breakthrough is going to legitimately break you through how you connect with everyone. The good news is with the star, it's only going to be a little bit unsettling for Gemini. With Libra and with Virgo and Cancer, the star is going to make it so that it feels good. Anything that's upheaval, you're going to be able to rejuvenate from it. So it's actually a good message here. Libra, we do have the moon card, seeing through things that aren't as they seem. And with the sun card, this is the yin yang infusion. So this is you coming into great success, but it's going to confirm a lot of things, Libra, that you felt were delusional. There are certain things in good faith that you shared to people psychically that people gaslighted the shit on you. They gaslighted the shit out of you on. And you were in a vulnerable position to share these synchronicities or aspects with people, only for people to gaslight the shit out of you and then completely make fun of you and disrespect you in the mud. The sun card is bringing to light all of that shit. And now what was hidden in the dark, you were right about. It wasn't delusional. It was evidence of your brilliance. And now in the light, this is having you propel forward and, basically deal with those as they may, as how whoever may have treated you, how they treated you. Because the moon card is that occult intuitive ability to see through and come back into that information. So this is huge. Like the sun and the moon is just that internal and external union of great success that will illuminate each other. So Scorpio, we have the Chariot, which is you moving forward and gaining great momentum. And with the Devil card, you want to be very mindful. This is you making a hit song, and then the devil wants you to sign a deal. So be very mindful. Chariot card is saying you're going to gain a lot of money, and the devil card is there's going to be people who want to try to spend it. It's like you got $100,000 because your hit single charted, and in a day there's so much more money to come, but in a day you got $100,000. It's time to get back to work. But the devil card is, hey, come to this party and spend this money. Hey, come to this thing and spend this money. And it's like, if you're going to dance with the devil, just make sure you're not left high and dry. This is a huge message, because you don't want to give an immediate gratification, but the devil is going to tempt you now that you're moving forward. Now that you're popping with the Chariot, that's when these super sexy people are going to come through and try and tempt you. And it's like, hey, use them. Don't let them use you. Make them your slave. Don't let them make you their slave. That's the lesson with the devil. Okay. Sagittarius, use them. Don't let them use you, or don't even deal with them at all. Now we do have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is saying, Sagittarius is saying, your intuition is so on fleek, it's just showing you it. This message is going to apply to you if the synchronicities you've been seeing have just been so direct. Sagittarius is saying your psychic ability is on point, your intuition is on point. And this coming with the Empress, some of you are stepping into your true goddess self. Others of you, this is having greater abundance in this nature of your intuition and the nature of the feminine. For some of you, you're stepping into this. For others of you, you're dealing with this. Some of you masculines, you're going to deal with this super psychic feminine Empress goddess energy. If you're a woman, then you're stepping into this goddess energy. Venus is accentuating the nature of your intuition so that it can lead you into more abundance, and vice versa. So this is very interesting, because it's going to really accentuate a lot of what you already have so that you can bring out more of what you've already had. Whereas other people are looking externally, you're just going to be like, wow, like you had to spend all this money for stuff I naturally have. But anyway, Capricorn, we have the Sun card. This is happiness that's going to really create an inner glow because it's going to uplift you out of so much darkness, negativity, depression you may have had, and psychic attack, especially with the Chariot card. This is your greatest victory, the greatest milestone victory you ever had. The Sun card is, oh my gosh, everyone is listening to my song, and I'm happier than I've ever been. I've been a musician my whole life, and I have the whole world town hearing my song. Chariot is, oh my gosh, my song is #1 on the Billboard charts and the whole world is listening to my song. It's like moving you forward. This is your greatest accomplishment that you're stepping into. Aquarius. I'm telling you guys, did you notice how all of these cards are talking about a glow up? All these cards are talking about a glow up. And so people are going to act entitled to feel like they are entitled to your time and glow up. And you have to remind these people you were not with Mishu in the gym. We do have the Temperance card or Temperance for Aquarius. And this coming with Tower is going to help you balance your way through unexpected events that bring great enlightenment. Aquarius, the message here is saying put your lifestyle in balance because shit is about to go down. Shit is about to go down. And because of the genius way you're going to apply good management, that when shit goes down, it's going to work in your benefit. If you don't have your shit together, it'll work against you. So just keep that in mind. And this is really just making sure you're living life in moderation. So Pisces, we have the Emperor, Senor Rengoku, and we have the Moon. So this is talking about strengthening your intuitive authority and the authority you have over your psychic abilities. In that your psychic abilities have always been on point, but you've been shy about them. For someone who doesn't miss, now you're gonna have authority. Like, bitch, I don't miss. Don't play with me. Like, I will summon a ghost on you, and you'll legit do it too. All right, so that's the messages we have. The final collective message we have is surrender to your greatness. You've reached the end of the road. And some of you don't realize what it's like to be a butterfly because you've been a chrysalis your whole life. So the world card is saying that you've reached the end. And some of you don't know what to do next. There's nothing for you to do. Some of you you're trying to do too much. You think there's something more to do. You only think there's something more to do because you're around people who feel like you haven't done enough, but you've done more than enough. It's time to surrender to your greatness. You're getting ready to step into a form beyond what you are right now. And this is going to enable your God self to break through your physical body and take you into the next level. Surrender to your God self. And you don't have to know how to do that. Just do that. All right, ladies and gents. Oh, Amber Griffith. Bet. Okay. So I'm going to go into the live readings for anyone who wants a reading. We have Deborah, who's first. Okay. Deborah, we know you have Chiron, Sag, Sun and Moon, Libra, and Virgo rising. So, okay. As a Virgo rising, okay, it's sorry, that's not right. Sag, Sun, and Moon, and then Libra, Virgo rising. So let me see that. Yeah, your Sun and Moon is in Sag. Let's see. Virgo rising, sun, moon, Sag. Well, moon in Libra. I see Sag, sun, moon, Libra, Virgo rising. Okay. So the as a Virgo rising, all right. Chiron has been in your eighth house, and thankfully, this is not your first rodeo. So this is your Chiron return. Um, Chiron, to give an example, my Chiron is in. Thank you so much, Devin. I really appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Um, my sun is in Gemini. My rising is in Taurus. Thank you, Serenity. Please, you can send Sun, Moon, and Rising with your payment. You can totally do that. So, my Chiron is in Cancer on Jupiter in the third house because it is second house to my sun. What I'm healing is how I feel about my value. Okay, thank you guys so much. And Chiron second house to my sun is healing how I feel about my self-esteem. But in my third house, the way I actually express it is through talking about it. So the more I talk about how I feel, the more I heal that, right? So we see in your case, Chiron falls in your eighth house, but it's fifth house from your Sagittarius sun. So Chiron in Aries is you healing other people through your creativity. Thank you. So much appreciated, guys. So Chiron, fifth house to your sun, is the inner child creativity that enables you to express this power. But in the eighth house, it protects you and draws boundaries. It heals your value. It's in another sense. Where this falls out is in your dealings with others. So how you draw boundaries and how vulnerable as a Virgo rising, especially, you assert these boundaries because Chiron is opposite Uranus and Mars and the moon. This vulnerably hits your soul in ways that trigger how powerfully you manifest partnerships with other people. So this is a very powerful chart, especially being a vessel of Uranus. So you can not only channel high frequency beings, but with Sag on Neptune, you can see the unseen. And you are, for all intents and purposes, a social alien goddess here. So Chiron with Uranus opposite this projects fire healing energy and power rather than energy power that can shock people literally. Chiron is like the lighter that takes the soul electricity of your moon to shock people in the way you take actions with other people as well. So this will really go at length towards this Chiron chapter and breakthrough from Cancer season in your 11th to Capricorn in your 5th, fundamentally transforming the boundaries around how much more powerfully you express the creativity of your value and how much more potently you are confident drawing the boundaries around healing other people and holding space for other people who cross your boundaries so you can set them straight. So what's very key about this, especially as a late Pluto Virgo, 29 degrees Pluto Virgo, which is sheer mastery here, unlike someone who hasn't had a Chiron return, who will struggle with elements of how potent their healing is, you've had your Chiron return. So you are pushing forward with this transit of how much more shocking people are going to have their minds blown because you shook their hand and their headache was healed. The Chiron in Taurus opposite Uranus and Scorpio, which is the late 70s, early 80s version of this, goes more in a deep healing and is found common in body workers and massage healers. But this is a more older model version car of this, which is a lot quicker and which is a lot more mental and direct. So very, very, very powerful. The next reading we have is with Lotus Elise. Okay. Lotus, we know that your rising is 25 degrees Libra. Okay. 25 degrees Libra puts you in a position with your 23-degree Leo moon to prepare for the nodal return you're set to have when the nodes leave Taurus. So Chiron has slowly but surely been healing your relationships, and the assertive quality of how powerfully you assert your voice, because you have healing communication. The late 80s with Chiron and Gemini have the magical ability to speak words and their vibration heal people. It's a fancy way of saying that the things you say trigger the fuck out of people. So much so that they hate you because you told them the truth and they couldn't handle the truth because they're weak little bitches. So Jupiter has been evolving relationships in Aries that moving forward into 2023 is putting you in a position to expand how much more powerfully the effect of the actions you take towards others trigger healing in their character. And especially as a Leo moon that feels into this healing, you'll be able to sense how the triggering of their character, especially as a Taurus sun, uplifts you. My Cash App is the Peace Dealer, at the Peace Dealer. Uplifts you out of unconscious habits that were influenced by other people who seek to manipulate you or undermine you. And it's not like everyone has an ulterior motive, but this will help you draw the proper boundaries. So the breakthrough here, okay, is more tied into your personality, your social personality and approach as a social individual, into how you allocate your value appropriately so that your self-esteem and respect is still accounted for and you're not necessarily wantonly used. Because a difficulty of being eighth house Taurus is providing value to other people, but you not really getting back what you deserve. So it's almost as if other people are just stealing from you. Well, Chiron is coming through to make sure none of that BS happens, and you're enforcing more in its alignment with Chiron to your nodes, the unlocking of your destiny in a way that's more streamlined. And now that Chiron is trining your Saturn and Uranus in your chart, it's innovating a lot more of how you show people what you're worth relative to how you show people your skills. Okay. So, with that being said, next we have Amber Griffin. Amber Griffin. Amber, we have the Emperor, and this is coming with the Moon card. So this, as a bonus card with the High Priestess, is strengthening your psychic ability. Amber, your psychic power is reaching a level of dominion with which you can command elements of the universe to warp reality through. Lotus, that is amazing. Okay. So it's putting you in a position to also command spirits, and you're going to understand more intuitively how to step deeper into this realm of understanding concerning the metaphysical, the occult, ghosts, spirits, mediumship. This could be coming into authority over souls so that you could do mediumship. Are you serious? That's crazy. So this uh also steps you into, I would say, more of a notion of empowering your intuition too. So the Emperor card is going to also see you uh coming into so much more power with your own psychic abilities. So next we have JL at My Planet by Design. Thank you, Keisha. Oh my God, stop. We We have Temperance, JL, with Tower. And the bonus card for you is the Devil card. So you want to apply good management in your life and make sure, because this is going to bring great balance. And once this balance is established, temptations are going to come through to try and trip you up. Yes, I'm still accepting Venmo. Temptations are going to come true to try and trip you up. And so this is going to put you in a position to really put you in a position to kind of step more into greater balance. The good thing about these temptations coming up is you'll be able to take control of them. So it's good that they come up so you can put them in their place and overcome them. But just be mindful of that. This archangel is going to help assist you so you can get through that. Shout out to Stephanie. Interesting. I didn't even see that. All right. Sierra. Shout out to Self A-Centered. So we have uh Sun and Rising in Aries and Gemini Moon. So as a Gemini Moon, you're an angel soul. And the reason why this is key is because all of you Aries, especially with the rising and sun, you are expressing, Christian Dixie, please look at the description box below. You are expressing the nature of this Chiron transit. You are personifying and embodying this. So as a true warrior, or the angelic true expression and an enlightened expression of originality and authenticity, hence self A-centered, you are imbuing this Chiron torch to trigger the shit out of people who are just too in their ego. So basically, anyone who's too in their ego, you're their main enemy because you're not even going to be pointing the finger because you're so true to who you are. It's going to piss people off who are fake as hell because in contrast they're just going to be so obviously fake. They'll project stuff on you like you're trying to call them out when you're not. You're just being yourself. So this is going to add so much more power in how uniquely you express your personality. Remember, you're Pluto Sag. So as a new generation expert, you're stepping into this nature of how powerfully you're in a position to be an instrument of this healing. You are effectively an instrument of healing right now, and you have the power to trigger and heal people and to really carve out this authenticity and originality. This is also you activating superpowers within people because Chiron, within healing these aspects of people's individuality, naturally lead them into super power ups. Okay. So thankfully, this transit is going to do a whole lot to break you through how much more you understand the collective influence of where you take your career and what relationships break you through. By the way, Jupiter is going through your first house. So you're going through a brand new 12-year cycle at such a young age. You're stepping into your destiny. This year is the end of the old chapter. Next year, you're moving forward. So as this evolves, you're going to move forward so much more confidently. Whereas before, the people may have exploited the doubt you had in yourself. Well, now you don't have any doubt in yourself, and they're going to be so terrified because they can't use those lies against you anymore. So give them hell, my friend. Give them hell. All right. Next we have Christian. It's certain people are going to project negativity at you, and because the value of that is low, they're going to be mad that it doesn't affect you the way they want it to affect you, because they want to have their cake and eat it too, but they're weak little bitches. So, screw 'em. Anyway, we do have the Emperor, and this comes with the moon. So the Emperor and the moon is talking about, this card is coming up a lot for a lot of you. In bonus card here with the Sun card is you establishing so much more power over your psychic abilities. It's like at the next level. It's like your psychic powers are so powerful now. Like there's a rank you have. And the Sun card is this inner and outer infusion that's going to add so much more. The discipline you've put in your life is paying off, and you're going to really see the effects of how much more power you have, really just being you amongst other things. So, Leah Wallington, the two cards we have for you. We do have the Emperor, and this is coming with the Sun and the Chariot. So, Leah, you're not only establishing power, personal power, at a level you've never had before, you're also kicking off your greatest accomplishment. And similar to Christian Dixie, this is going to bring you so much happiness. This is the equivalent of making $100 million on your own for the first time, and you've never been a millionaire before, right? It's just so beyond anything you've ever accomplished. This is literally opening the doorway towards everything. But the difference between that versus not getting the Emperor is that even if you didn't have that, you still have the stability. So to have both, it's beautiful. This is you stepping into a much more masculine level of your power. Yeah. It's so beautiful. This is all part of this glow up. Like this Chiron is breaking everyone through so powerfully. So I love it. It's well deserved as well, and I'm really grateful. Gabby Urias. Cap rising means that Chiron is transiting your fourth. Okay, I know it's so beautiful. That's so amazing. I'm so glad it's on point for you too, because uh this is everything that you yourself have just broken through, and people aren't going to believe it, but it's going to look like an overnight success to everyone else, but to you, you put in that work. That's the Emperor. You put in that work and discipline. So it's not like you got lucky. Like you'd be able to do it again if you wanted to. Anyway, um Gabby, as a Sag sun and a Cancer moon, you are holy ascension, and as a director goddess, your spirit is transcendent. This has made you misunderstood your whole life because you represent a magic that most people are afraid to believe in. And so Chiron is healing the comfort zone within you to be yourself as a Cap rising. As Earth sign risings, we've been blessed, some will say curse, with resting bitch face. And so people don't know that it's a party within us. And so Chiron is healing how much more comfortable you are being your raw self in your own home and within closed doors. You know what I'm saying? And so this puts you in a position to realistically, as a Sag sun, express so much more creativity and comfort expressing your creative talents with those who you feel comfortable with. And as you express greater breakthrough out your comfort zone. So, this is with the Capricorn in your second house going to put you in a position to realistically step into this sense of how uniquely you have always manifested this power. Cap is your first house, but second house to your Sagittarius sun. The way that Pluto will awaken the transformation of your personality will break you through how much more powerfully, now that you've reclaimed your space and comfort zone, how much influence you have in partnerships, so that instead of people emotionally blackmailing you in partnerships, you're able to kind of just reclaim your time and space. But as a Sag sun in the 12th house, this will make you so much more comfortable expressing facets of your legendary magic that you won't care if people get or not, because you're so much more comfortable being you. Okay. So Jennifer Nunes. Jennifer, did you want cards or did you want the chart reading? Please let me know. We have Liz Casper. So as a Leo rising, Chiron has been healing your sense of self and how you see into yourself. Um the Virgo moon Cancer sun is this mastery of sincere power that puts you, okay, Jennifer, please email me your chart or send me your sun, moon, and rising, please. Or email me your sun, moon, and rising. So basically, um, you know, relative to your Cancer sun, Chiron in Aries is 10th house to your Cancer sun. It's healing the approach you take towards your career. And this is going to, as a Leo rising with the eclipse, put you in a position to realistically also have you come into so much gains and rewards from your career. Jennifer, I don't think I got your chart. So if you can please email it to me again. Maybe the email did not go through. But once again, yeah. Oh, never mind. I got it. It went to spam. Your chart went to spam. That's why. But I got it. You don't have to send it. Let me see. There we go. So basically, the let's see, Liz. Thank you, Liz. So as a Leo rising, as the lead role character, right? There we go. As the lead role character, you're the main character, and the eclipse is establishing your unique individual sense of success where you're breaking through your character arc and you're coming into all the work you've put in despite people's attempts to try and retcon you and then try and write themselves into your, you know what I'm saying, conflict, as if they were doing the work you were doing. Your awareness of how this will heal the assertiveness and the glass ceilings you're breaking through as a transcendent high priestess in the 12th house is going to bring into fruition through facts a lot of what you've been saying that people have tried to undermine you for. So, Liz, for you, this is like the boy who cried wolf, except you didn't cry wolf and it was reverse. People might have tried to act like you were capping, and now this is coming into you breaking through for people saying to see that you were never capping. And now this is going to highlight a breakthrough in how much higher you see yourself and how much you heal the philosophy of yourself. Not that you were afraid, but you know how sensitive other people may be to your confidence, and so this is helping you once again completely break through that, especially with the square that could try and keep you blocked in the 12th house. Okay, so I hope that resonates, because this is going to open up so much more power in how you teach indirectly how to be yourself. And especially with Saturn in your seventh and strengthening your partnerships, preparing you to draw boundaries for key partnerships. So, you know, you win in the end. That's the most important thing to remember. Despite how things may get difficult, you've already done the work, thank God. So this is going to be really amazing for you. So Jennifer, we know that you're Taurus rising with Saturn in Taurus. You're definitely a gangster. Ooh, the cosmic director goddess. Okay, the Capricorn sun. So Chiron is returning in your 12th, and you have Chiron opposite Uranus. So you have fundamentally unconventional beliefs that scare people, because people want to call you crazy for the things you believe, but your Capricorn doesn't play that. You'll just show them. You'll be like, "Oh, you think I'm crazy?" Boom. And instead of people taking accountability for ways that they may gossip about you, they just treat you as a witch, when realistically you are bringing into fruition a unique way of healing unconscious habits within people. But that will require living an unconventional life socially that some people may be too afraid to express eccentrically. And so you heal this aspect of people's egos. This returning your 12th, this coming back around to activate a new sense of not only the supernatural breakthrough, but with Libra season, innovate more of how you pimp other people's lifestyles. And I'm so glad this once again resonates because you got the aqua moon. The aqua moon Capricorn suns, especially, y'all are on another level. And like us, you're North Node Aqua. So your soul is connected with destiny. You know everything you're doing. You represent this higher consciousness. So this is you really applying this breakthrough in how you innovate other people's lifestyles by how you take actions with them. And it's very simple. It's like you're so genius. You know that if you tell someone how they need to change their life, they'll get triggered. So instead of just telling somebody, oh, you probably should eat healthier or go to the gym, you'll just take them out. And then as you take them out, you'll incorporate running during that, and then you'll eat smoothies at the end. And so it's like you're innovating other people's lifestyles by how genius you apply and know what you're doing with other people. So this is going to heal how much confidence after a whole turnaround. Chiron returning and breaking through was you realizing that you were always right about everything that people made you feel you were delusional for, crazy for, very misunderstood for. And this is going to help you heal this within other people that might mirror you or be going through something similar as well. So finally, we have Nick Fogg. Okay. Nick, thank you for your chart. We know that you are an ascended being. I don't know how to activate my gifts sometimes. This is very key because in the 12th house, your power can feel hidden. And once Jupiter goes through your rising, once Jupiter goes through in April of 2023, your Chiron, and then your rising in Taurus, everything you don't know how to activate, you'll activate. The reason why you don't know how to activate your gifts is because you're already at the goddess level. Activation releases power that enables us to expend abilities that are beyond our level. But you are already at the ascended goddess level. So the reason why you don't know how to activate your gifts is because you veiled yourself to believe that you were lower than you were, and elements of your power are already active. Case in point, it may take somebody 5 minutes to heal somebody. You're already goddess mode. The moment you snap your fingers, they're healed. But Chiron in the 12th, you won't believe that. You'll believe as a Capricorn, no, I have to do something. I have to do more work. But no, you're already so powerful, it's already activated. And this happens to people who are super powerful because it's hard for them to accept you're kind of it's not that you can't believe it, it's that you don't really see it. So like you'll have instances where you heal people and you won't even know you healed them. And so by the time Jupiter comes through, you're going to know how do we start actively using those abilities. That is Pluto and Capricorn. So this is it. This is really basically why I'm making these transit talks to let you know this breakthrough arc of Libra season is going to break you through your understanding of how to actively use it. And then the completion arc of Capricorn, Aqua, and Pisces is going to now peel the final layer of the onion now that you know how to use it. And then you're going to activate new abilities, do the same thing over again. Okay, or another level. So, Nick, you're born 96. You're a leader of the new school. You have Saturn in Aries. The reason why it's important, the Chiron Aries transit, for those of you born 96, 97, 98, with Saturn in Aries and Taurus, you guys are being prepared in advance to step into your power as creators of the new world and leaders of the new school. And so you are, before your Saturn return, already going through the vulnerabilities of you not achieving certain accomplishments you feel like you were supposed to achieve way before you're supposed to achieve them. So that Chiron can remind you that there's no rush. Saturn in Aries has problems with impatience, hence with it in its fall. because you guys can do a whole lot on your own so quickly. The rest of this teaches you to not necessarily rush, because you guys are growing so fast. You don't want to grow up too fast. You want, okay? This is very key because you guys are unique from any other generation in that you're starting something completely new. So because you have the Pluto rising, which is a certain god mode as a 12th house Scorpio dark lord, transcendent dark lord with the Virgo moon, this is going to help you heal more of your creativity and your talents. This is going to add so much serious power to how you live your lifestyle around your talents. And this is going to add so much more confidence in how you break through how much more valuable you are, because you're going to see how much more powerfully you are good at what you're doing. Bro, you're more than an X-Man. You're Dark Lord squad. Like, you got Pluto on your rising. You got your sun in the 12th. Like, you're gonna accomplish those goals sooner than expected. But you may doubt yourself so much because you see your own brilliance that you hold back, and you don't want to hold back more than you need to, because this eclipse is going to unlock all of that hidden wisdom, and it's going to manifest the lifestyle around this so that you can create the life that you love, pretty much. And that's fucking beautiful. So that's all I got for y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, another W stream. I hope you're ready to enjoy this level of supreme breakthrough that's going to shift the power dynamics once and for all. You stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.